That decision obviously was made before the major was played, but you know, we won't talk about what happened in major. It's a one-off.
Okay. Obviously, you're here with Brian and Owen, and they would also like to ask you some questions.
My question is, there's definitely a clear difference in playstyle between NA and EU, and I'm wondering how you feel like you're settling in, and any differences you've noticed on your own game, and yeah, how you're fitting in the team.
I think the biggest difference between Europe and NA, I think people in NA are more farm oriented and focus more on the mid late game, but rather than in Europe, that people play a lot faster, they play a lot tighter together, and it's a lot more early game oriented. Excuse me, and I definitely had to adjust the pace of my playstyle. I can't play too greedy, and I have to make sure I have some disables and stuns to catch people as well. And I think I'm adjusting decently, and I think it's going to be still a work in progress as time goes on this season.
Yeah, and staking sort of, you know, for you coming into this squad, you know, the 4 players that have been playing together, how does sort of the dynamic go down in this new squad? Like, is it a lot of you sort of stepping into the style of Dota that they want to play, or are you able to bring in a lot of input for sort of what your ideas are when you bring them to the board?
For drafting, for the most part, the team just kind of does their thing, and then if they ask me what heroes I like, I'll be able to give my voice and my opinion on what is good, and then generally they'll just pick it for me. And then maybe Fada sometimes will want to try something else, and then he'll pick something else. But for the most part, I get to play what I want to play, and I think what I want to play fits in line with how the team functions pretty well, because I have a good idea of how each and one of them play. I've played with or against some of these people before, and especially in a lot in pubs, but not in any official capacity on teams or anything. But so it's definitely not something that it's a hard fit or it's hard to adapt or anything. It just takes a little bit of time to get used to each other's playstyle, and especially we needed that first game warm up, you know.
Loads of teams need the first game warm up. It's very NA actually as well. So
First game of the day.
Exactly
first game of the day, exactly. Well, it's great to see you playing in Europe. I love having you here, and I'm sure that we're going to talk a lot more to you if you keep playing the way you just did. So congratulations on the series once again, and thank you for taking the time to talk to us. And that, of course, was Snaking, position 4 for Tundra Esports, with Biver stepping out after last season, quitting competitive Dota. You heard it, Fada was looking for a replacement, found the perfect fit in Snaking, and here he is, and hopefully he'll actually be, well, not here, but somewhere in Europe, so he can even be better with less ping. But I know you guys are waiting for something in particular, and it's our next series. It's going to be the first series that Anna plays after the TI Grand Finals of TI9. First official series, that is, of course. We're going to see OG playing against Brame after this. Division series of the day. And it is the series that so many people have been looking forward to seeing. It is the series that will feature the player, the two-time TI champion that we haven't seen since he got that title. It is Anna. He's back. Who would have thought, Brian?
That's crazy.
You're not out of breath at all.
Not at all. I'm good. There's no reason why I would be out of breath. That's so random of a question now.
I know.
It's your second panel here.
You started
And I'm ready for it perfectly.
Yes. Glad to have you on the panel as well, Cap.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Yes. And we have Brame versus OG, so it's quite the treat.
Yeah, it could be.
It's either going to be awesome to hype up the fact that Anna's back, or it could just be a complete stomp, and it's like, eh.
Well, yeah, but if it's a stomp, then people are still going to be hyped that Anna is back because it means that he still got it.
Well, I mean, like the people looking at the score from later tonight or tomorrow, they'll be like, "Oh wow, OG's back." But for us, if it's a stomp, it's not.
Sure, it's not as exciting. We could take a snappy look at the standings just to show you which teams are playing in the league in general. We only had one series, of course, so far between Hellbear, Smashers, and Tundra, so the rankings, not really there yet.
As expected.
First place Tundra.
Bottoms out already.
Teams.
Five seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. OG's turn to ban. 10 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
That smile says it all. They've seen it before, they'll see it again, and we are going to see OG with Anna again after the break.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. OG's turn to ban. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. OG's turn to pick.
Earth Spirit.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Lower division of the Western European DPC region last season was definitely a little bit of a bloodbath, and Brame, even though they had a very poor start to the season that time around, they got lucky a little bit and made it through to the upper division. Nice. Now that here, their first series is up against OG, that is playing with Anna, and we haven't seen Anna play an official match since we've seen him win TI sometime around TI 9. I'm here with Cap, I'm here with BSJ, and the draft's going on, so I'm gonna let these two talk Dota.
I mean, I just really quickly have to highlight that interview and how hilarious it was. This interview probably would happen like a week and a half ago. I think is when I saw they were scheduling those. And they interview Brame, Skylark's in there. I think we perform under pressure better than all those other teams. Well, except OG, of course. Yeah. Except OG. Well, that's who your first opponent is.
Surprise!
It's OG. But to be fair, does OG really have a lot of pressure on them? I feel like, you know, OG shows up at TI. Will they show up at this DPC? Will they be able to make that adjustment fast enough? All I know is I don't envy Sox's position.
Yeah.
Because if they don't do well, then people are just going to...
Jerax, welcome back.
Yeah, they're just... Oh, when are you bringing Jerax back? It's obviously Sox's fault, even though it probably won't be. So, and there's also very little information on OG. I would say one of the biggest changes that they have made by, you know, bringing back Anna and having Mid-One is that I felt like Mid-One was not super comfortable in the harder carries. Maybe that was just more the OG play style. But for example, like Morphling, Anna Morphling.
Yeah.
You know, that's godlike. And you can now pick that, whereas before on OG, I felt like you couldn't. They tried it twice and they lost both times.
I'm going to say, in my short stint in the EU, this is the first time I've been here playing carry, and it is really hard to find the time to farm here. Like, Snake King already talked about the pace of the game, and OG is known to be the team that really set this pace back at TI 8. Like, they were the team that said, you have to run around as 4, and if you don't do it, we're going to run you over. And it's a unique skill for the carry player of this team to be able to select carefully what fights they show up to and then also come up with a ton of net worth. And I think that's exactly what OG needs on their team. And that's why I think they've struggled so much to replace Ana with anybody else, really. It's like Mid-One, amazing player. Like everyone they've tried, like they're all high tier players. It's just not what exactly OG needs. And I think, I really do think this is one of the few teams where one player leaving is a significant change. And even if it's like an equal caliber player or even close to it, it will make a huge difference to have Ana back. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think Magnus, kind of an unsung hero. I've seen him a lot so far in the pubs. Like he got buffed. Battle Fury got nerfed. What else do you need? You know, like to make a hero meta. I think Magnus will be seeing a lot more. probably a 5 position, maybe a 3.
Meanwhile, Brame, we have a lot more information on them because they've actually been playing other tournaments during this period of time. OG, the last matches we saw of them of the previous roster was all like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Brame literally were playing games like just yesterday in some of these other smaller tournaments. So there's a lot more information out about them. I saw some early like Venomancer pickups by them. They seem to value that hero now. I feel like they kind of have to get some different Skylark heroes in. Since his heroes were very meta last patch. I think he's really good at, for example, I think Beastmaster is like Skylark through and through. And unless you're down with the new Aghanim's Beastmaster, you can't really pick that.
Definitely a different hero. It's funny,
much,
you know, your Beastmaster player doesn't necessarily mean translates to this patch.
Yeah. Same goes with Lycan. Now that's a hero that really got ruined by Necronomicon being removed.
No, he's just a support that lives to bite others. Basically. Well,
Sure.
not really, but
I have
feels
no
that way.
follow-up to that.
I have a question. Obviously, Anna is a really good player, and he did win TI twice.
True.
So, you know, nothing but respect. But he hasn't played officials for close to 2 years.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. He's just that much of a
He
wonder
is
kid.
the only player in the world, I will say, that does not matter.
He is the prodigy.
He practiced IO carry in party queue with his friends and his girlfriend, I believe. I believe that's how it went down. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
That's where he practiced it, right? And he won TI with it. So, I mean, it's like
He's
whatever
that
reason,
good.
There's just something about this kid that, you know, you see those like 5-year-olds playing the piano, and you're
Yeah.
like, what the hell's going on? How do you know how to do that? Anna's the one player I look at and say, I don't understand how he still knows how to play this game. And I think his way of viewing the game is so unique that it probably won't get capitalized on by most teams he's on. And I think that's partially why he kind of fell out of the pro scene for a while. And OG's, I firmly believe, the one team that can make it work.
Yeah, he's the wonder kid for sure. And I think that you can stretch some of what makes Anna good to other pro players is that that clutch factor.
Yeah.
People who can perform under pressure. Some people have it, some people don't. Like, Brian, do you think you had it when you were playing? Or did you feel like your performance...
I'm at this desk.
All right, fair enough. I mean, I'll tell you right now, I choke under pressure.
Yeah.
When it comes to playing Dota, I don't play nearly as well. When it comes to playing, like, in anything that has stakes to it.
I think he genuinely doesn't care.
Yeah,
he actually
like, he
is
just
like,
straight up
he's the type where if he wins TI, I'm pretty like, I did ride back to the airport with him in the vans when we were done with TI 9. He didn't seem like anything. Like he just seemed like it was a normal day riding in a van back to the airport after he won TI. I'm like jittering just being next to the guy that won TI, and he just doesn't care. And I was like, okay, that's cool, man.
That's
Just another day at the office.
Yeah.
It's how you would feel, right? When you finish up your summer internship, right?
Yeah.
My summer internship definitely doesn't pay that well. Let me tell you that.
Most of the summer internships are unpaid.
All right, so I'm happy to see him back. Looks like he's gonna get to play some Juggernaut. By the looks of it,
Jugmag?
and it's the
Class.
Jugmag. It's like, yeah, we're stepping back in time. It's fine. We got the Titan coming up from Brame. They go for the full green squad so far. What do we think about the two teams?
I don't
First
like
three heroes.
I don't like the Tide because the reason why Jug looked good here is because the first 2 heroes don't threaten it at all. You have Pugna, Earth Spirit, which is 2 of your 3 like do stuff heroes. You know, you have your 4, 5, 2. Those are your do stuff heroes. You know at least 2 of those. You know they're 2 of those 3 slots, and then you pick your off laner, who if you pick like a Beastmaster or a Legion or some hero that threatened Jug, you now have an answer. But now it has to come from the carry, and I love this Brew because the first hero that comes to mind is Ursa, and Brew deals with that hero so well at almost every stage of the game. And I think that's why they picked it, kind of preliminary counter, and they are going to be the Mag 5 most likely.
Yeah, it seems like they wanted an offlaner that is able to deal with Earth Spirit roaming around a little bit. One thing I was a little bit surprised from watching some of the matches so far is that I expected a lot more support rotations into the mid lane to be able to deal with those water runes.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if these mids are picking up bottles earlier to take advantage of the runes, the best way to ruin their game is to make sure they just don't get that refill.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? And so maybe that's a Brame idea that they wanted to be able to have this Earth Spirit to be a little bit more free to roam. He just pulls the second wave, right? gives the Tidehunter a little bit of space to be able to get his 3. But I agree with you that I don't like it against Jug.
I don't know if you can leave your lane at 2 minutes is the thing.
Yeah, no, it's hard.
So it's like they go for Ursa. It's the stereotypical counter to Jug, but I really do think they saw this coming on OG. Like, I don't want to pick Ursa into Brew. It's like the lane's okay, but in game, your status res, you just get tossed up. You get your overpower purged. It does not feel good because you have to buy an earlier BKB. You can't really fight until you have it. I assume he's going to go for the Battle Fury.
And you're also, I really like playing Dark Willow against Ursa, right? Because he's such a single target focused hero that my Shuttle Realm feels really good. I can threaten him with my damage, potentially force out an enrage. Plus, you've got lots of little disables, right?
Oh,
like it sucks when you only have like one big disable.
I hate that spell.
And Saturn's resistance.
So good. You know what?
Bramble
The
is
stupid.
so annoying.
This shard is so good
It actually is
because
really
it
good.
doesn't matter how you get rid of the cursed crown, they'll still spawn. I love it.
They also.
fan.
I want to note that they banned the Slark on OG. I actually played with Kuman last night, who last picked Slark into Mag, and the Ag Shard. Your team gets RP'd, and you just Ag Shard on top of them. It literally ruins the RP. You can't hit any of them for 3 seconds.
Yeah, when I first saw that shard, I was like, okay, I guess it's better than the old AoE ultimate that they had. But I was like, is this really good? And then I played around with demo testing, and it's like, okay, I mean, it's basically a second ultimate for yourself as well. Right?
Yeah.
When you pounce onto somebody, you just throw that on the ground. You could save your ultimate. And as a Slark player, isn't it really important to your actual?
Well, yeah, the biggest thing about it is it's a separate spell, and you can use it to save your teammates or yourself. Like, you don't. Slark is a naturally very selfish hero.
Oh, you see that? OG actually thinks this is the 5 Tidehunter. And they still have the Skylark heroes. So their banner was Beastmaster, is Enigma.
It's like, but then you're tied Ursa against Willow Brew. That sounds awful.
Yeah.
Doesn't that sound awful to you?
It doesn't sound amazing.
I think they need to ban threats to the Jug, so I like their bans. But I just, for Brame, are they really running 5? Yeah, I mean, they're not running 5 Tide, but that makes me hate it even more. Because
then it just says OG don't respect that Tidehunter.
Yeah.
They're like, well, this is kind of a bad Tide game. They must be picking surely a different core.
Ooh.
And they're not. And wow.
Is he going to go Meteor Hammer is my question. Or
Wait, so who's playing which?
I hope
it's
not.
it's almost certainly a Thompson Ricky.
Because
Oh,
because it's a Seb
offlane.
Mag.
5 Brew?
Yeah,
it's
five for sure, right? For sure. New Sleeping Dart got nerfed, so I don't think.
No, Sleeping Dart got buffed.
No, because you can now attack to remove it.
Yeah,
or something like that.
it's good though.
So, but that means you can't just like nightmare somebody and like literally leave them forever.
The shard's like strictly better.
Okay.
They buffed it.
Never mind.
Yeah, it's strictly
Fair
better.
enough.
I don't know if you guys noticed the name that Anna's carrying game right now.
I didn't see it.
Humble God.
There's some.
I feel like that's a meme. I feel like No Tail called him that. Or something.
yeah, something like that. All right, so I think it's pretty clear that both of you like OG's draft a lot better than what Brame is bringing to the table, but I'm very curious to hearing what both do you think Brame should do well this game in order to have a shot.
They just have to snowball Ursa's lane. Pretty sure that's the only way.
Okay.
If Ursa struggles against these AoE controls from like the Willow, the Ricky Silence, you have to get that BKB, and then they have a lot of ways to kite you on as well. So I just feel like as long as the lanes go even remotely decent for OG, their game plan is just more well-rounded.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to play that matchup very often, but Smokescreen really screws you over as a Tidehunter. He needs to have a good game. And one of the ways they can give him a good game is off of sacks. They do have a coddle.
They do.
That is a possibility, right? He can give him the double anchor smash. They can clear through ancient super fast. That is one way that I think they could get ahead.
Okay, well, let's see if they can, or let's see if OG takes the first game. We're going to head over to our commentary duo of Moxie and Fog.
Well, thank you so much, Shiver Fog. This is the match that everyone has been very excitedly waiting for. It's the return of Ana. It's gonna look good here. What do you think we're gonna see, though?
I mean, he's playing Jug in a pretty nice matchup in this game. He's playing in the lane versus the Tidehunter. Sure, maybe the Ursa core matchup might not be the best, but everything else I look in the game looks pretty damn good. Sure, Decrepify can be a little bit annoying to play around, but with spin being so prevalent in a lot of the way that these builds do work anyway, yeah, looks like a good matchup for him. And hey, we've got a lot of fun because we also do have Seb on his Magnus, and then we also have Topson playing one of his like most signature heroes that I feel like I always see him trying to sneak into a draft of Ricky. So yeah, some real good fun on their side and some crazy scale potential, right? Like look at OG if they get it to super late games. Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know how you deal with that if you're Brame, but you know, like I said earlier on the panel, they have to make sure that this Ursa is going to snowball. And you know, we do have Stominen on his Earth Spirit. Do you think he's going to be able to assist and make enough things happen?
Let's take a look at lanes. I think that they can actually do a pretty decent amount with him because he can this lane for the for mid. Like Pugna can actually apply a decent amount of pressure because you can force the wave in so hard versus a Ricky. I think that they could look to actually pressure these towers really early on. I look at OG and they are pretty lacking at push in general, and you are playing versus the Pugna and Coddle where you can refresh, you know, chakra for the blast, double blast on these towers. You have Tide in the front line. I think that Brame does kick up the pace, and they're able to set a good pace of just taking these buildings and get a good advantage. There's a chance, but you know, there's always the X factor of Magnus that just makes games really stressful about breaking high grounds. But I still definitely have to. They love late game. They love the late game.
That definitely makes sense. They like to keep their fans on the edge of their seat as well, but do have a very high-paced draft coming out from the side of Brame here, as you said. So very interesting to watch. Of course, you know, SSA Spartan, he's on his Keeper of the Light. Keeper of the Light, of course, did get some changes though, so not going to be quite as good as he was before. I believe there's no longer a recall, correct?
No, there is not. However, your Illuminate can heal, so it can change a little bit, right? Like it could maybe work decently with the draft with the heal instead of recall. It all depends. Set it up as Stominen. They'll be able to roll in, snag the one, so they will get 3 bounties on the side of Brame.
That feels pretty good. It's a nice start going out to the side of Brame, but they're going to need to do even more than that. So we're watching with a lot of interest.
Curious to see how the lanes are going to go. I want to see how this 5 Brewmaster does versus the Tide, because he doesn't really need to do like the craziest amount, because Juggernaut in this matchup is just, you can actually set up for a lot of kills. We'll probably see maybe some rotations. We'll watch Saksa, what he does, because he did start with boots on this Willow, so that tells me he's going to be checking runes. He's going to be shifting around his positioning a lot in this game.
I definitely think that's where Saksa really shines, is being able to be very mobile and kind of put that pressure down on the map and make it known. So be interesting to watch for sure. Drop the brambles down.
It looked like they were trying to maybe go for Snowman because he rolled in under tower, but didn't quite get a chance.
Did look like a pretty good opportunity, but nope, everybody's just chilling for now. Someone is gonna roll on over here, make sure he blocks up the camp.
Nicely done, very nicely done. Watching both sides. Yep, Dire side also. He blocked the small camp pull as well. Yeah, I'm gonna be watching mid quite a bit because, you know, Topson, I feel like some of these games he really forces the Ricky. Maybe it's either for a good matchup or just an overall good thing in the game. This game, I see a lot of reasons for smokescreen. This lane matchup does not sound fun though.
No, this definitely is very difficult for him. He's going to constantly be getting blasted. He's going to be decrepified. But of course, you know, like you said, OG, they play for the late game. They've got something up their sleeves or in their pockets in some cases, right? With this little Ricky, but Wish does have to be careful here.
He's playing nicely, dodging a couple of the blasts here with either like a blink strike to blink past it or a tricks to trade. He's just trying to maximize and not take too much damage on this Ricky.
Focus taking a lot of damage. He's hit 2 of these brambles, but it's going to be just fine here. Does need to be a bit careful, especially with that shockwave pulling right back in.
That's a fun combo. Skewer through those brambles for sure can cause a lot of pressure and cause a lot of problems as the courier. Fox will get it.
Now you're fish.
Well, there goes the boots, unfortunately.
Playing Ursa versus these little roots are also quite annoying. You're just like, you're gonna land until you can't do anything. You click your after shock when you're in the root and you just stand still. You do a little jump in motion, jump in place.
Yeah, I can't do a whole heck of a lot.
Lanes, they're doing pretty good in the last department.
Well, no, looks like Spartan's gonna be fine here. They wound up here with the Shadow Realm, hoping maybe they could get that angle, but not gonna find it this time around. So still no first blood, but plenty of chances to try to get it.
Yeah, Seb a little off the mark there. Spartan had 10 wand charges, or 10 stick charges too, so he knew he had to pull him back if they did want to get that kill. Yeah, the last hits though, I'm checking them out. Look, even Tidehunter's even doing really well. They're forcing a lot of spins up from Ana up top too, so lanes at the moment looking hot for Brame.
And that's exactly how they need to be playing this here, and making that space, trying to take towers early, and allow this Ursa to really come online.
Yeah, something I've seen from a lot of these mid laners when they have more spam ability than the opposing. Oh, that's happening. Bottom does get taken out finally.
I feel like that's got to be like tradition though for Brame at this point, right? You know, SSA Spartan usually the first one to go down here. That is just your position 5.
Yeah, I wish, sometimes I'm seeing these mid laners lately, when they can super push the mid in, they actually run in and take the opposing 3-minute bounty run if you have a bottle. I think Wish can actually go for stuff like that this game, because he's playing versus Ricky. Ricky's not going to go for the same bottle as him, and he can have that good rune control with pushing lane in.
There's so many runes are available now as well. It's actually wild. We're talking about in the back room about how, you know, that 5 minutes comes up and the night comes through and you're like, oh, I feel like I should be doing something right now, but there's nothing there. Nice dodge.
It feels a little awkward. It does feel like there should be some big thing, but it's not there anymore. As we see the water rune will get claimed. Sox will get the bottom one. Wish fills up his bottle on that.
And a little bit more pressure here over in this mid lane. Just tossing out a couple hits on the tower, but not too far behind here over here on Topson, really.
Up top.
Top spin, Dominant, yeah, down he goes to the spin of the Humble God.
But it still continues to be the same thing. Like on a CS, 13 to the 26 of the Tidehunter. Skylark, he's gotten the start that he wanted to. He's already almost got the hood finished up too, so he's feeling very confidently just standing up here because of that support duo, right? It's the fact that he has the Brewmaster with the Jug that makes it just, you can't threaten the Tidehunter at all with the Jug spin. Well, normally if you had any other range support, constant harassment into a spin will probably net a kill a lot of the time. So Delta's doing his best up there with things. I'm
sure they calculated this a bit, knowing the matchups. I'm sure they'll make it.
They chose to make it the 5 as well, right?
Focus. They did. Ooh, that shockwave dragging back focus. Do they have enough though? The shadow round, the boop comes out, and down goes the bear. And then the mid lane, the roll in, coming out over here on Thompson. He's immediately going to try to go and just circle away. And then throwing out a couple more hits, but he is indeed out of regen right now. So that's going to be a bit rough. Top lane, Skylark is going to be able to just teleport on out. There's no way to cancel that TP right now. He's feeling absolutely fine.
Couple TPs to the tower as well, so he can stay up there and continue to get that experience.
Oh,
again, mid.
The roll down goes Thompson with a big hit from Wish.
Very nice. I like seeing him making moves around the catapult. Unfortunately, their catapult did die, so they can't actually turn this into a bit of a push, but continuing to apply pressure and some good moves from Stoneman so far. These 3 lanes continue to get this good farm, even though OG, they have found themselves 3 kills. We are seeing just the overall power of these heroes and their positioning of what they're up against. Looking good.
I also like the fact
Root
that...
control.
Oh yes, that's very, very important, especially when you have a Pugna here. But I like the fact that Brame is really just playing their style of Dota still, you know? They said that the one team that they're a little bit worried about was, of course, OG, but that hasn't deterred them from just playing super aggressive.
Yeah, I like that they even like just put it out there, the way that they opened up their draft, right? Just the Earth Spirit straight into the Pugna, that just means that's a kind of a statement. You're going for a certain strategy right away inside of the game.
Stoneman making his way over to the top here. No Tail, Humble God. Spins coming out again. You talk about him just being so tanky. Able to do a whole heck of a lot. Stoneman looking for the roll. He's going to be able to connect it over onto No Tail. Skylark making his way over. Would love to get the final hit. And down goes No Tail as Wish again just pushed back here in this middle lane.
Yeah, very nicely done. 2K lead. Seeing Soxa, he's starting to get those stack start. I almost said stacks. I like it.
Soxa
is getting the stacks, you know, because he's got that Magnus. They've got this Empower that's going to be kicking in for their double cores. Those will be ready as mid.
Yeah, that was a little close there, but they do have the ward on the side. They were aware that, of course, SSA Spartan was sitting off on the side, and you saw Thompson had already kind of bent for the dodge and had No Tail, of course, right behind him, so he had a blink. Available.
But they're being annoying. Look, even Spartan comes mid. He just continues to blast to refresh the chakra, the blast from the Pugna 2, and just cancel the salve from Thompson. They want this early tower. They want to get into enemy jungle because they know, you know, we're playing versus Magnus. There's going to be some stacks. They want to start getting this invasion going, start getting their advantage even more so.
Bottom lane looks like the Willow was considering just teleporting out. Found themselves a little treat there. But over in the mid lane, the kickback over on the side, they take No Tail. Now Stoneman, he's got to try to run away here from Thompson. He's not going to be able to do it. The life drain comes out, but there's a blink target off to the side. Spartan is going to help allow Thompson to run away.
And that blink does give away the fact that there's a ward, but he actually checks the wrong spot. It's just out of range of that opposite. Spartan knows it's there, though. He's probably going to buy another sentry. It's in between both sentries, right? Quite nice for the side of OG.
I do love this strat, though. Yeah, just constantly just giving the chakra magic over to Wish, ripping down the tower, and like you said, they pull out that sentry and immediately do ward.
It's when you see that jump from the Ricky, you know, like, how the hell has he seen me in the tree line? So, nicely done, good awareness. And they will force even the jug. Even Ana has to go TP back to base because of Skylark's pressure.
And look at these tasty stacks that they can pick up now. That feels so bad right now. Soxa worked hard to go and put up these stacks. Gotta protect them, guys.
I mean, perfect stuff so far from Brame, honestly. Sure, they've given up a couple kills here and there, but overall, the way that their game plan, it's looking really solid right now. Invading, knowing that the stacks are there, putting the pressure onto mid tower. Now we'll probably see Wish go toward top, apply pressure there soon. And let's see, maybe trying to get a kill first.
Got the Aether Lens completed, the roll on over here towards the Ricky, but not going to be able to quite follow up now. Stoneman has to retreat. Thinking about going back in, though. You can see the pings. Skylark just
really
doing
just trying to take advantage.
Tidehunter thing.
How weak OG is at the moment. Just OG cannot fight back. Like, they have to pretty much like bring like the Magnus and the Willow, it feels like, to fight versus the Earthspear and the Pugna. Like, these two can actually apply so much pressure onto the map, and now we're seeing OG make the move. The Magnus is starting to make the way over. They're getting a little sick of shenanigans.
The little green gobbo there. I guess he's a skeleton, right? Not quite a goblin.
It's okay, kind of looks like a goblin.
Right, doesn't he? Reminds me of Jenkins. But top of the lane, they throw down the brambles. Soxa immediately goes into the Shadow Realm, throws out the Cursed Crown. Will be able to stop Skylark in his tracks, but did feel a little bit close to that little fairy.
I mean, I'm just looking at the way the map is positioned at the moment. This is so excellent for Brame. Like, Spartan's able to chill bottom and farm. Curse is farming in the jungle, fine. Tidehunter's pressuring top, gathering creeps, and also pressuring the tower. While OG, they're on the full defensive. Everyone's kind of sticking around each other. They're not able to really make their own aggressive moves. They're having to be responsive. This is a good start here, and Brame needs to keep this up. As you know, we know that looming late game will eventually hit when those empowers do get in, but this is some really good stuff. Focus is getting pretty close to his battlefield already.
Structures are fortified.
Smoke coming out from the side of OG. Gonna see if they can make something happen with these trio.
Yeah, Brew is 6, Soxa just short of the 6. He really wants it versus Pugna. It adds a big element to just kill the Pugna during decrepit.
What else is going on? Skylark is, of course, taking that top tower. The roll in from Stoneman, and the teleports are coming out. That's a big silence coming through here. Follow them. Oh, but they have the Ravage. Even though they have that Terrorizer going to follow up. Down goes Wish. These Brambles holding them into place. Trying to use that Bedlam in as well. But Skylark is very tanky. Curse Crown will proc, though. Stoneman now running himself out. It's Thompson clicking away over here at Skylark. No tail. Going for a little bit of a dive here. Does not have that split already, though. It already went down during the earlier portion of the fight, so they do manage to collect on the Brewmaster.
Okay, but chaos caused. That's OG coming back in the game quite significantly. They bring Ana down bottom too, gets a kill with the Omni Slash onto the Coddle. So all in all, really good move from a great smoke. Use of both ultis. The Willow just hitting 6 for that Terrorize there too. Perfectly done. So Ravage kind of wasted there for Brame. And OG benefits quite heavily.
Definitely a move that was necessary. Again, we've yet to see Seb come on in here with the RP just yet, so they still have that threat, but they're going to respond with their own smoke gank here, and there is a double damage over in the bottom rune spot. I'm sure they're expecting someone to show up. In fact, Thompson will oblige the roll in the life drain, and down goes Thompson. Oh, and then SSA Spartan doing classic SSA Spartan things where he runs up the side by himself right into the enemy core. I'm not sure you want to fight this, Brame. Someone considering it.
Yeah, they really want to try to contest this triangle because they know how weak OG is. Like, Brewmaster ult's down, Omni Slash is down, Willow ult's down. Like, they want to try to invade this triangle, get rid of these stacks.
Ooh, they're going for the roll.
Pressure.
Seb runs away. Everyone's just grouped up within this. Oh, the stacks!
And they're doing it. They're starting to.
They have to contest this here. See Seb getting its position. Nice blinding light. Dominant rolling on out. Skylark is still here. Wish over on the back lines. Getting the life drain off. Over onto the Dark Willow. Needs to be careful, though, because they drag right back in. Triplicate doing a lot. RP comes through as well. Wish goes down. And now it looks like they'll be able to claim themselves a pelt of a bear as the rest of Brame on the run. Ooh, Thompson, he was hoping he could grab Stoneman in here. Not going to be able to quite find it, but he'll find Spartan instead and chase after him, get himself a double kill. Stoneman running now from Ana. Oh, the block comes out. Down goes the Earth Spirit. And now it is just the tanky Skylark who is left, and it's not looking like he's going to survive this, although they look like they'll back off a little bit here, but I don't know. Teleport's coming out, the buyback from Stoneman, and they want this kill on no-till. They need to get something from this, so they will be able to collect that kill on the position 5, but look at this. Look at Thompson. Look at Ana. So they're coming right back in again. They get the Omni slashed off, and down goes Stoneman, and Skylark now chasing after them is silenced up, but again, he's a big tanky boy. Love to put some more damage. They throw out that blast, and they just don't have anything to cancel out this teleport from Ana, so he is out. No problem here. Sox is going to be able to flip those little wings away, but hey, take a look. They still have the stack.
Skylark, he's like, I don't care, we all died, I'm still taking it.
Thompson needs to be very careful here. They're gonna try to go back in. Thompson looking at Wish with the goo-goo eyes. He'd love to get a kill here. Spartan, though, needs a little bit of assistance. They do manage to use the Decrepify. Focus coming back around. I hear a Ravage going on the other side. Oh, no-tail goes down while we're just watching as they chase after Thompson. He wants this kill so bad. Fogged. It doesn't look like he's gonna be able to get it. Look at Spartan, he wants that. Soxa, though, is gonna go down here to the big old bear. Ana slicing away over here, over at Focus, spinning, trying to do anything he can, but there it is. There's the little battery coming out from Wish as he keeps him alive, and now Ana, he's left pretty much alone. There's 7 nearby, but there's not much that he can do. Thompson jumping right back in again, does have that shroud as he chases after Wish, but he cannot get this kill. And Skylark, again, just swinging around in the middle of all of them, throwing out the taunt, says, come and get me, OG, if you dare.
And RP's back up in 10 seconds, and I'm pretty sure we had RP start the entirety of that last 2-minute fight that kind of just went on. And man, this is what we want to see, though, from these teams. Brame is bringing the battle back. You know OG's going to bring the battle back to you, so I love that they're just attempting to go for that high ground there. They take away most of the Ancients, still 2 of the big ones, but some good stuff. Even though they all got wiped, they're still persistent to make their way back up there. But now, Ana got a lot of space from this, and so did Thompson, to be honest. They got a lot of the big kills. Thompson actually has the defuse. It felt like he was a lot more behind in this game, but now he's going to be able to do some damage. The Coddle is just straight food. Every time War Spartan shows his face, he's just going to pretty much instantly die to Thompson.
I'm pretty sure Spartan is very used to that, though, to be quite honest.
That's true.
He is definitely the long-suffering support on the side of Brame. But yeah, you know, I like the fact that, you know, these skirmishes keep breaking out. I don't even know if you can call them skirmishes at this point, right? Because they last for so long. All my years of casting SA Dota have prepared me for games like this.
These are just wars, you know. Anytime OG's playing is a war.
And we love to see it. Always
They're
an
always going to bring the
entertaining
battle
time.
back to you, even if they can't, right? Like the famous thing, you know, they're like monkeys, right? That's what Kuroki said. They're just going to run at you aimlessly. It doesn't matter. They're just going to run into you and just keep bringing the battle. And that's why they, you know, that whole famous saying happened where it's like, we must just pick heroes that are good versus like run at you, like Gyro and stuff. So it's always good to just have the constant battle. And Brame, their draft is definitely very battle ready always. And now they're getting this great farm. You know, Focus, he did get that good time Battle Fury, so still looking pretty solid for them.
I almost manages to get the roll off in time, but nope, Sox is out. Top tower is, of course, getting blinked away here by Seb. Gonna have those Greaves online soon, and the Blinks queued up.
I like that. I like that he's going for the Greaves this game rather than going for Blink. I think it's really nice versus the Pugna, versus the Silences as well, and just more healing. They have Healing Ward, they have Greaves. It could trip up Brame's draft quite a bit if they don't find those targets on the initial go. Thompson?
Didn't see that.
Skylark just enjoying the view over here by the side. Does have the Ravage back up and running, but do you see some movement coming out now from the side of Brame as they're headed over towards this top side of the dire jungle? They throw down a ward, hoping to get some vision.
They're gonna try forcing the Roche, okay. They have the Glads on Skylark, they have the Gush when they break the Lincolns, and they have the Ursa, so...
Be very careful. Their Smoke of Deceit, of course, up and running. Could see a very big RP, but look at this line that they have to cross. In fact, they get the jump first. So they'll silence up Seb, they'll knock him back. It's not going to be able to get in that pit as easily. Again, they still have the Ravage here. There'll be the split being committed now by No-Tail. They'll go and use the Cursed Crown as well. Yules is going to get used on the back line here, or rather the Panda throwing up the Tornado, but everything is just so split. Look at this. You've got Pandas running after SSA Spartan. You've got a whole fight on the back lines. Focus just can't figure out where he wants to go. He sees Seb over there. No-Tail. All right, the split is over. This could work in their favor, but Thompson on the back line, hoping maybe that he can get a quick pick off, make this a little bit easier for them. There's no force step yet over onto Spartan, so he is going to go down, but they'll be able to return and get themselves a kill now as No-Tail next to fall. They don't have vision over here onto Thompson, but they get the roll forward over here onto Seb. Seb, he needs help. The kickback, he's just surrounded by too many of these heroes. He's not looking like he's going to survive this. Down he goes. Wish gets himself a double kill. They did buy back on Spartan for this, but now, okay, they're going to buy back now on Seb. They don't want to allow them to get this Roche. Ana needs to be a little bit careful here. We'll throw out the spit. Double damage over onto Thompson, though. He can absolutely blow up one of these supports, or maybe even a bear here. Smokescreen does get dropped.
Skylark's too beefy. He's too much of a wall for them to get through. He's just parking himself in this river outside Roche, and they're having to give a lot of respect to it. Now, no Bruce split available, since they had to use it that last time to try to get these kills, and they're still eager. You know, that DD on Thompson, he still wants to try to find something. Yep, again, it's Skylark.
Phenomenon rolling on into the pit. They'll get the jump to silence. This is looking like a decent amount of damage on Skylark, but it's not enough to take him down. Again, Brambles get thrown down. Snowman should be able to roll on out. Another Illuminate getting tossed, and they have a nice position over here. Uh-oh. Skylark, you need to be careful, though without the DD, maybe not as easy to take down. They'll use that defusal, though. Silence up. Oh, the Decrepify comes out. We'll be able to protect him fairly easily here, but okay, he goes up. He gets the Ravage. They immediately take out No-Tail. He is not going to be a part of this fight at all. Skylark's still alive and Ana over here. He's going to need some assistance. Thompson, though, managing to find the opening over onto Skylark, but the Ravage is already out. Nice RP coming out from Seb as they go, and they just slice through the side of Brame here. Down goes Stoneman, and Skylark, though, he fought back. He doesn't want to let them take advantage of this fight as they chase after Ana. Wish is looking, trying to find this opening, and he is just so damn tanky. Spartan throwing up the Illuminate, knows that they're all going to be around here. Does need to be careful, though. Thompson aware that he's in this vicinity. And look at this big old Tide Hunter. They have nothing to cancel out this teleport coming out from that Dark Willow, but that's like all their big R buttons at this point, Fogged.
Yeah, Seb finally landing the clutch RP there at the end for them to solidify the fight. And it's still, you know, Roche is still up, still quite healthy, and I think Brame might now back away, might give a little bit more respect. But there is no Magnus RP, and there is no Omni Slash, so we'll see what they do make of that, since they don't have their Ravage on their side too.
That RP looked
crazy fights.
So much better than I thought it was. And we do have a Sleeping Dart now over on Thompson.
He did get it, okay.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good item in particular versus Ursa. You can just, like when he pops in rage, you just sleep him and ignore him and go back. They also can then ignore the Tide Hunter in a lot of situations. So there's some hidden potential.
All right, look at this. There's the Ravage off. They get No-Tail immediately. And you can see Seb waiting patiently, looking for the opening. They're all grouped up. Thompson gets the kill onto the Tide. A skewer forward over onto 2.
Just misses Wish. He gets the 2.
I thought Focus was dead there for sure, but
I have no idea how he gets out, yeah.
When you're too low to hit a courier, feels bad.
Thompson?
He's very low. I think he's fine, though. He can teleport out. Yeah, he's out of there. Get a smoke, though. Oh, if he was a little bit slower, actually, on that teleport, he would have broken that smoke.
Yeah.
Bit of bad luck there for Thompson. Or good luck for Brame, depending on how you want to look at it.
Big fan of actually how Wish has decided to build his Pug of this game. He's gone for his own Ghost Scepter, so he can always use Decrepify on his teammates, and also then he can protect himself overall versus the Dispels, because there's a Brewmaster. So there's a lot of different ways covering and protecting himself, and then there's Blink. Like if they do get the jump onto a Tide Hunter, let's say with Omni, you can get those Decreps off as the initiation.
All right, yeah, the split gets used here, but Soxa taking a lot of damage. They'll turn right back around, though. They'll get the kill on Snowman, and he's gonna buy back. Again, Skylark, he's a big tanky boy, so they're just trying to ignore him, and they're just ripping apart these Pandas here. They want to get rid of No-Tail, if possible, and they're just leaving Skylark kind of high and dry over on the back end. Looks like he's gonna be able to survive. Gets the Ravage off, as they'll follow Thompson. He was hunting, he wanted Wish, but he's not gonna be able to get it, because it looks like Focus won't be able to collect himself a kill here. Brambles will hold him into place, but Storm, oh, he's hungry. He wants that kill on No-Tail. Focus just running around, a big old angry bear here. Throws out the in-range, chases after Soxa. Wish is going to be the one who gets the kill. Decrepify over the side, the roll from Storm, and the kick back over the Slice Train. This is a dead Ana if I've ever seen one. And now Seb, he looks like he's going to be the next one to fall, despite the fact he's using his bullwhip, trying to get out. That is a double kill now for Focus. And that's going to be the Roche.
Great fights coming out from Brame. I mean, Stomanen is doing so much work on this Earth Spirit. He's pretty much the entire catch for the team, it feels like, and he's getting the right ones every time. It's really good stuff coming in. And also, just Wish, these quick little deep preps, quick ways to reset the fight. Yeah, really solid ways of fighting here from Brame. And OG, they're not able to battle back. You know, Seb having to use that buyback in the last team fight overall, it's really stagnated his growth. He doesn't have the Greaves finish. Now he got the Blink after the fight finished, so positioning is just really difficult for OG to take any of these fights and just get a good start of the fight. Brame can just walk in, let the Tidehunter give all the information in the world, and then his team picks apart the targets.
I mean, it helps when you're a big beefy lad that no one can kill.
Yeah.
This makes things very difficult. Now he's got a Blink Dagger. I don't even think he needs it, honestly. I think that he can still just waltz on in with his face. But now he can...
It's just really clever the way that they're actually doing it, because in a lot of games as a Tidehunter, when you're playing versus Jug, you have this fear that you can just, you get Omni'd, you die in the Omni, and you can't Ravage, right? Because the Omni's going on. But the fact that they have this Pugna, with the way that Wish is playing and the way that he built, he always has the cover. He will always be able to blink, protect his Tidehunter. So this is just a good display of them understanding the way that they wanted to play the game, and they're delivering right now. 4K advantage, OG, pretty hurt at the moment.
This is not looking good here for Sox as he gets found by Focus and Stomanen. He's not going to be able to teleport out, and down goes the Dark Willow.
Unstoppable Ursa. Almost has Smasher finished up now too.
Radiant's top tower.
He's a big ol' bear, that's for sure. Top lane, they see Tops and they want this kill. They'll knock him back. They throw out the Gush, and down he goes.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Yeah, Stomanen just feels like he's everywhere. I swear, I was just like, he just was bottom, and then he just hop again for the next kill. He's doing a great job on this. It's the reason they first picked.
He made a big splash, I would say, last season here in the European DPC. I think he gained a lot of fans, honestly. He is a very aggressive player. I mean, that's, you know, we joke that we see teams with SSA Spartan. He's usually the most aggressive, but he's just very good at his positioning, and he made such incredible plays last season. So this does not surprise me, honestly. His Earth Spirit is excellent.
He was absolutely the standout. From him and Wish were the two that were just really surprising me with some of their moves. Is on a bottom, they do get the bash connection.
Teleports are coming out as well here. You've got Seth nearby. The roll-through coming out from Stomanen and followed up with a beautiful Blink Ravage. They do manage to get the split off, and Seth pushing all the way back over here. Uses the RP. It doesn't seem to do a whole heck of a lot, as Eliminate is going to get tossed out. And Skylark will go down. They already got the Ravage off. Focus will go down. Stomanen they're a little far. They're a little bit too deep here, as down goes Stomanen, and now Focus is just trying to focus on someone. Just going to hit off over here on the Dark Willow, but the skewer right back again. Will punish them for diving just a little bit too far here. And Spartan says, oh dear God, please, I don't want Topson to find me. Topson, though, his spidey sense is tingling. He's looking for him. He's doing a little bit of peekaboo here in the trees, but he's not going to be able to find him. Not this time.
Radiant are
And just like that, the game state returns to being pretty comfortable and pretty okay for OG. Just in one quick fashion. The RP bringing them completely out of range, and I mean, we're going to keep watching Spartan.
Yeah, Spartan. He's trying so hard, but look at this Topson. The blinks right forward. Decrepify does come out from Wish. They're going to try to teleport him out, but not going to be able to do it. Now, Wish needs to be careful that he doesn't just chain feed here. So they do use the bullwhip on him. Slows him down a tiny bit, but that Pugna, he is a very fast fella.
I mean, they got a little too overeager, it feels like. They dove past the tier 1, it gets skewered into tier 2, RP'd, and then it's dream plays for OG to fight, really.
You can't make mistakes like this against OG. They are 100% going to punish you, so.
You can't make mistakes like that. You have to be cautious. You know, you're playing into a Mantha Jug. Like, even the small things, right? Like, Ana, I believe he, like, Mantha dodged the rolling boulder, which allowed him to get out of range of the Ravage, which then caused this whole spiral of events that allowed OG to just dominate that fight. Like I said, just in a comfortable spot now, because Jug, he's top net with the Scotty and a Talisman of a bit.
He is indeed, but this is not looking super great here for Topson. The rolling coming out from Stomanen. The life drain. Down goes Topson. So doing a bit of his own dive here.
Just standard Topson making space in a very, very bizarre place, but
in a very Topson way.
Yep. We love him for it.
We do indeed. So yeah, it's been a very tight game. Were you expecting it to be this tight?
I mean, Brame just had a huge window where they could really take over the game. This last moment just completely switched everything. Like, Ana is just totally back, and he actually has good ways to deal with like BKBs and sticking on targets. It's completely shifted. I didn't expect to see this from Brame, but I also was very reluctant to just jump on the OG train. It's been some time since they played with him.
Ooh.
They had some rough situations to it. Now RP,
Skylar, he almost manages to get out, but down he goes. Spartan now running for his life. He's gonna have to leave Stomanen behind here, as No Tilt will turn back around, or rather Focus is jumped in over here. Stomanen rolling forward. There's a couple of these nice hits off. Those Greaves coming in handy. Focus still trying to run away. The Brambles holding them into place. No Tail. Oh, but look at this wish. He's got to be the little battery who keeps them alive. As Stomanen does indeed get left behind, he is going to be the sacrifice. But they do manage to get Focus out.
They're just throwing RPs, they're throwing Omnis on the Tide now. They're seeing how important he is, and this time, Wish was not in range to get the grab. Nowhere near, actually. So OG now starting to get their own footing, starting to get some actual map control too, rather than playing on defensive. No Tail buys a gem. So these sentries, these wards.
This is a dead Spartan.
Difficult for Brame and Spartan.
Was not enough.
Is pieces. But
Radiant's top
yeah.
tower is under attack.
Down goes this middle tower, though. You don't have Stomanen up, you don't have your Tide Hunter, so you just let this one go.
And I mean, Ana's build it's all kicking together. He's 5-1 and 8 this game. The Scotty really good versus these little heals that are coming out from their team, and now just Butterfly straight up counter versus the Ursa, as he's gonna have to go all the way into an MKB to be able to hit him. Even though he has Basher, has to go for a completely different item than just finishing it up to Abyssal.
Yeah, he just went and he switched around his build too. The second he said that, because he has to, absolutely has to.
Yeah, it's Butterfly and the Elven.
Yeah.
It's like you're not going to do anything, and you are about counteracting the Jug at this point. Ursa has to start being that one to deal with him, because he's really getting out of control. And now this downtime, OG, they're a team that really does rely a bit on ultimates with the way that they've set themselves up in the draft, but look at this downtime. The ults are all just ticking, and Brame is just locked on their side of the map, unable to really do much of anything. So next fight that Brame looks to take, OG's gonna have everything available again.
Are they starting to lose their window now, is my question.
It's really starting to feel like it. This Pugna, he's starting to feel not as strong at all. The Tidehunter is killable, and we're seeing this control. The Magnus, the Willow, even the Brewmaster just running these buildings into the backlines and scouting. It's a bit too much for Brame to deal with now.
And we do have the Blink Dagger picked up on Ursa now, so perhaps we can see something like a pickoff, but they're moving as 5 here. In fact, they drop a ward immediately. Here's Spartan backing off the roll forward, though. They're gonna try to just take out No Tail, and down he goes immediately. But the follow-up is coming in here as they turn, and they have an idea. Okay, follow up here with the Ravage. Blink forward, they'll be able to go. They take down Seb. They manage to almost take down Thompson, not quite yet. Looks like he's gonna be able to survive that, but this Dark Willow's not looking very healthy as Saxa does indeed go down. Thompson gonna be kept alive by the Humble God's Healing Ward here.
And they got the gem. Like, that was No Tail. He just purchased that gem. They immediately get it. Stomanen with a very beautiful roll, catching him up, kicking him up on the high ground. And now OG,
Stomanen?
big one's alive, but
Spots out Thompson here and Ana, but that Sleeping Dart will only prolong this tower a little bit longer here, guys. This bear is gonna get back up and he's gonna be angry.
no Rosh up available, though. They didn't get tier 2 either. So they did get three heroes killed, but now their OG's back up in full force with their ults. And there is no Ravage, so we have to expect OG. Bottom lane is in a decent spot. Mid, they're pushing out. I think it's likely that they might look for some smoke movement here. So yeah, we see that again. The Blink Dagger coming out clutch for Focus. This actually was a pretty good pickup, so he can follow up with the Ravage and get the kills during it, rather than going for the MKB. That'll take some time.
Some big smiles going on there.
Excitement.
I like it.
Yeah.
Oh.
And OG, they're in. As we said, ulti's down, Ravage is not up. Trying to get some big out of it.
Doesn't look like they've managed to go and get any kills, but they have managed to collect some of that map presence again here as they took over the triangle. But again, Focus bottom lane, just continue to farming up. But it does feel, again, it's been a very tight game this entire time. Less than 1K net worth difference. Look at that.
Is under attack.
Stomanen needs to be careful. He's kind of stuck on the little the pseudo cliff.
Good thing he got stuck on. If he rolled even like just a little
Yeah.
bit further, he was landing right in front of a Jug and a Magnus. Notail's just sitting smoked inside the pit, waiting and waiting.
There's a double damage
Biding his
bottom.
time. Yeah, Focus is right by that too.
Yeah, I hope yeah, I think he sees it. Yeah, there we go.
Damage.
All right, it's go
Ravage
time.
and 20. They still don't have Ravage though. So
Skylark? He needs to be careful. Oh, the blink away. You know they're hanging out around the pit.
Is under attack.
Got a big angry bear. Basher and BKB, they'd love to get in there if possible, but like you said, they've got to wait for that Ravage. Don't think you want to
Start to
be...
get back up. 5 seconds, they can start looking to go. They
Oh,
know
Sleeping Dart.
two.
Thompson trying to just clean up on Stone, and immediately they follow up with the Decrepify. And that
BKB.
is the BKB though, and the double damage. Nice RP coming out from Seth. They'll follow up with the Ravage, and it just barely clips them at the very edge of this here. Stoneman buys back. Eliminate comes up. They're not finding a great position right now. This is looking really bad here for Wish as he's caught in the middle of Evan. Does have an A on this though. He's gonna be all right with Stoneman. He's taking too much damage. He just fought back. He can't afford to go down here. Wish goes down. Stoneman goes down. They don't have the Ravage. Spartan now trying to run for his life as Skylark also just leaving the area. Oh, the jump forward. They want this kill on the Coddle. They're going to be able to get it. It's a double kill now for Thompson. And Focus. Oh, Focus. He's chasing after a Fairy, and he can't quite get his claws on her. But you know what? Notail will be able to get the kill on the bear.
Oh my god. Yeah, they're gonna tip him for sure. Like, as soon as that BKB gets popped, he is so screwed. Like, they have so much control for him. With the RP, after the RP's finished, they just ignored him. They just threw him up in the air. Notail just keeps throwing him up again in the second cycle, and then the Soxo also gets to control him, and Ursa can do nothing at that point. A phenomenal fight by OG, and now we're seeing the real big damage. Snowman flies back, he dies, they lose the gem that they recovered, and they're gonna look. Oof. That was a
Indeed.
brutal one.
It was
And the way that they take it too, it's the way that he skewers, like he RPs and instantly skewers, because I think he knew Skylark's gonna blink and Ravage, so he tried to pull the fight out of that vicinity for a second, and it worked.
Ooh, Thompson going in deep here. They want this kill on Spartan. They're just going to push him right back over into the arms of OG. Down he goes. So that was your one of your forms of wit there that has just been ripped away from you quite viciously. And there's no way that Wish wants to go anywhere near it.
And now you're playing versus 2 super carries with RP, or with the Empower, and now they're just cleaning up these racks, going toward the top side too.
Oh, the jump forward. They're hoping maybe they can clean up Notail. They'll kick him back. And there's a little dig into the face, so they'll be able to take down Notail, but they've already lost some of these buildings, and the pressure is on. 11k net worth lead. They'll take another tower on their way out. Feeling pretty powerful right now.
Yep, they got what they came for. Notail never cares dying. He got Philly, earlier in the game. Who cares dying when you have Philly?
Interesting. Okay, so they're gonna go for Heaven's Halberd now. Just pick that up on Tidehunter.
Anything he can get to try to survive
Right.
through at least like an Omni or just any type of small little survival things. It's really getting out of control, the game. It's gotten quite out of hand. Too much control, too many different forms that OG have. When they have all their ults, it really feels impossible. This is where Pugna really starts to fall off, right? Like, it's been like that for quite some time. Is the game just gets really difficult to play as a Pugna when you're playing into all of this. You have to be so perfect about your positioning. One little trip up and you're just a very squishy little skeleton.
I mean, I have to say that he has been very well positioned in a lot of these fights, though.
Yes.
They just have a lot of really good ways of closing those gaps, and eventually, everybody starts to run away when the fight starts to go sideways, and then poor Pugna's trying to run out, and he sometimes gets left behind. It's usually Stolmanen, right, who ends up being the sacrifice, but he is also very in the face as well of them.
Oh, and I actually did say that they were able to recover the gem on the side OG. They actually didn't. Apology. I think the courier or something else got it, because Stolmanen, he actually still has it. So at least they have that going. They're going to know they're not under ward coverage for the most of the time, and they'll be at least able to spot the Ricky.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Why
Well, the MKB is now completed for the Ursa, so we'll see how much of a difference that's going to make. So he is working on the Abyssal Blade as well. I'm just concerned that just gonna look how fast he's hitting. Oh dear lord.
Yeah, this Jug is just... Look at this armor, 50 armor. Like with the Solar Crest and the Grief behind him, he's an absolute beast. And even, he's holding onto the Paladin Sword in the backpack, in case he sees situations where he's going to be able to swap him in.
Well, the rest of OG was playing Dota. Anna was studying the blade.
No, he really was. 6-1-11. No, he made the one little trip up where he did die, but besides that...
I think he's allowed one. The jump in, though, the push back immediately over here onto the Ursa. That is not the place he wants to be right now. They even go and use the Terrorize. He's just dead. Down for 89 seconds. Tower's just getting chopped away.
To a different continent.
Feels bad, man. Down goes the tower. The racks are going down. Spartan is just too forward here as he is going to get saved here for a moment, but I'm sure as soon as that wears off, he is dead. Ana is just running at them now. Sleeping Dart getting tossed out here by Thompson. He'll get a roll out, be able to go do a life drain, but he doesn't seem to care. He's got an Aegis.
This dart is super annoying. The cast range is so far. It actually is really obnoxious and allows his team to set up a skewer. There we go again.
Okay, well, it looks like they might be able to get the kill on Thompson, but Stominen was just pushed too far out here. Oh, this is not looking good now for the Titan. He's trying to get himself into the base, and No-Tail's Pandas are just running in full force right now, which is Aeon Tisk comes out, and the GG does indeed get called. So OG will be taking game number 1 of this series.
They brought the battles back early on in the game, but you could definitely see OG just a little bit more comfortable with their draft of how they wanted to take the fights and just really identifying who to get on top. And getting on top of heroes really was the name of the game, it felt like, for OG, especially toward those later stages. They were always getting on this poor Pugnet, always getting on the Coddle. Great control. You know, Brewmaster, we see No-Tail, he struggled quite a bit this game, but in the few instances he did get a good ulti off, he was able to do a lot of damage in it. God damn. OG still looking like in good form, at least inside of the team fights. Maybe some laning disparities, but we can still give some credit to Brame for definitely doing some good stuff in the lane. Wish, as well as Stominen, definitely looked pretty hot in those lanes.
Absolutely. I think a lot of people were pleasantly surprised to see that Brame really held their own early on during the early laning phases of
5 seconds remaining. OG's turn to ban. Dire team ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. OG's turn to ban. Dire team ban. OG's turn to pick. Dire team pick.
Earth Spirit.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Game 2 of OG versus Brame in the upper division of the Western European DPC League coming your way right now here at DreamLeague Season 15. And it should be a really good one. Game 1 went the way of OG, but Brame definitely showed that they also know how to fight, and definitely hoping that we're going to see another Stoneman and Earth Spirit, as he had a big impact on the game. I'm here with BSJ and Cap, and we are ready for the draft of Game 2. That's it. That's your camera time, guys. I know you guys are still staring at the camera.
I was still practicing.
Yeah. Oh, we got another Earth Spirit and Pugna coming up again. But this time it's on the side of OG. So they just opened with Brame's opening
Is this
from
like
previous
straight
game.
disrespect or what?
I don't know.
Is this like if we'll show you how to win with these two?
Okay,
heroes?
I will tell
Anything
you.
you can do, I can do better.
True. And also, OG, last season, the first couple of series that they played, they had a little bit of a theme going on. With first game, looked good, won the game. Second game, clowning around a little bit, losing the game. Game 3 again. So if there is a time for OG to clown around a little bit, it would be this game, and perhaps copying the draft from their opponents from previous game might be one of them.
Nothing would make us all happier than to go to a game 3.
True.
Brame are in their opener, they're just planting out this very, very difficult to deal with offlane.
Mm-hmm.
Doom got some big old buffs. 3 base armor buff. Brian, that's a lot of armor.
That's like more than double his armor.
3 of those meme comics in a row.
Yeah.
Literally unkillable times 3.
And it's actually, it's more like cubed. So it's 1 cubed instead of times 3.
But he didn't have any armor before, so he went from
we brought in a mathematician.
0 to 3.
And then on top of that, like Shadow Shaman's one of the strongest laning heroes from last patch into this patch. Like, not a whole lot is going to change about that because his base damage is so high. This is like, when it comes to, like, if I want to win lanes, it's not about your spells so much as your stats. If you are statty, if you thick, then you can win the lane.
That last patch.
Yeah.
You just have 335 move speed, 5 armor, and 60 damage. You'll be able to win pretty much every lane.
Yeah.
And Ember Spirit, he did get massively buffed. His level 1 Flame Guard went from 8 seconds to 11. So his early game laning stage, I would just say it also accelerates his farm.
Flame Guard. If you can't plop. And I feel like the Pugna certainly can.
Yeah, Pugna's really not great against Ember, though, like in game.
Yeah.
Usually Ember, he can break your suck in like 3 different ways.
Yeah.
And he also just gets on top of you in the mid game.
And Prep Spy doesn't save anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah.
So I'm not a huge fan of I mean, it's Thompson, so they might just leave the Pugna as core, mid lane that is, but I wouldn't be a huge fan of it here when they see the Ember picked up.
It might be Brame has a philosophy that I know like Liquid has, for example, which is that like at the highest execution level, we can deal with this, right? Because Doom, his primary target is going to be going after that Pugna, right?
Yeah.
If he does it to anybody else, they're getting both a Phonic Shield and life drain. You know, like that person's going to survive. So I think he pretty much has to run after the Pugna for a lot of it. So
You think Medusa's possibly coming here for OG? One of the OG like heroes that deals with Doom.
And one of the ranged carries you really wanted to see.
Yeah, we haven't seen any of those yet, so clearly I don't understand anything.
Well, we've seen Medusa banned quite a few times.
Yeah, Medusa, just kind of a cheesy hero. And I'm looking at it for Brame, and I don't think their lineup's very good against it so far. And OG needs that hero to sit behind, because Pugna, Earth Spirit, Abaddon, none of them really want to be in front. It's like, yeah, Abaddon can kind of just run in sometimes, but that's not... I'm assuming it's a no-tail Abaddon. Maybe that's too bold.
Typically, it is him playing it.
yeah.
They go PL. So PL's super strong against everyone here that's not Ember. It's not horrible against Ember. I have to believe the Shard is insanely good against two ranged squishy supports.
Yes. The BSJ Phantom Lancer Shard.
If you look at the patch notes of PL, if he doesn't buy a Shard, I'm going to be upset. It's literally a nerfs across the board and then buff Shard.
Every single Phantom Lancer I get on my team, like I've been influenced by BSJ at this point in time. I'm just like, you should really get the Shard. Like, no, please get the Shard. And I never do that because, you know, like I'm not a carry player, so I don't want to influence my carry players'
Do they buy it?
decisions. No, they never do. They don't believe in it, Brian.
It's... Never mind. Not going to get into this. He's going to buy Shard. It's going to come out Diffusal Manta.
Shadow
Shard.
Shaman is going to be very sad.
Yeah, they're going to die in like 2 hits to Shard Illusions. It's fine. I like the PL just because they don't... So they have Embers, quote-unquote, to deal with it, but they don't have a reliable way to find the real one. Like, they have Shadow Shaman and Doom, and as long as he's spawned a couple Illusions, it's going to be difficult for Brame to start the fight the way that they want to.
What would you like to see as a way to deal with it? They still have a hero, of course, to pick up, but it has to be a hero for focus.
Yeah, I think it's a really good ban in the Anti-Mage. It's a decent matchup against PL, but most notably, it's a carry that can kind of ignore the PL and blink on everyone else, right?
Yeah.
So a Spectre might be another ban I would really like to see here. I think Spectre would be quite scary for the way OG wants to play.
If you do any of those like those non-mobile like Battle Fury heroes, right, then you are usually very susceptible to Pugna. You know, you're kind of like Ursus and stuff. Like Decrepify is going to ruin.
You're also running
quite a
through
lot,
a PL, right? Which you're getting all your mana burned. If they manage to draw out the fight for like 10 seconds, you're suddenly useless. So they definitely need that guy that jumps the back lines. I'd be surprised if it's not Spectre here, but what do I know at the end of the day?
Is there any hero in particular you like to see for Seb? As I believe that is what OG is still looking for?
A fight committer.
Fight committer.
Something like I don't want to see this hero specifically, but something like a Centaur.
Okay.
Mars. Something that's going to like...
Jump in first.
Yeah. Just say like, we want to fight here, so we're going to get the fight here. Right now, I imagine Brame can kind of just walk away from anything that looks disadvantageous. So let's have a punish. That's what I want to see.
I will say I'm a well-known Centaur hater, but I did play it once in this new patch, and because it got 4 buffs.
Yeah.
Every single one of his abilities got buffed, even if it is 3% on strength return damage or whatever. But it feels okay. It feels okay. I actually think it
they
might
buffed
be
his items
back.
like Vanguard.
True.
Yeah.
It's a little thing.
Bracers, Vanguards, all that got buffed.
We saw Centaur earlier today. It did work out, I believe.
Damn, there's that Spectre ban.
Nice.
I know you, No Tail. I see you, dog.
All right, so what's left then? Versus Sven's. Like, there's not a whole lot of
you gotta get
cleaving heroes left that feel good against Pugna.
You gotta do something like Ricky, maybe.
Ricky? Oh.
10 seconds.
Slark? Oh, no, Slark's bad against PL.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. If,
I actually,
you can do Slark.
I think you actually need to not consider the PL matchup, and you need to jump the backline here.
Okay.
That's my answer.
Team pick.
Nice
You know, I'm on. Me and No Tail, we're boys, man. We're boys. I talked to him once at TI, and now we're just mind melded. That was like 4 years ago.
Good call. Fit in their lineup, and they thought so too. So yeah, they go for the Centaur for Seb. We're looking for the last hero for Brame. So you want something that doesn't care about PL or Centaur because it'll go behind and kill instead Pugna and Earth Spirit. Even though Earth Spirit also jumps in, so you just go for the Pugna.
BSJ, finish it out strong.
Yeah, go for it.
I need to see a hero list, but I think.
Oh, too late. Alchemist.
Oh,
okay.
Hulk. Yeah, that's it.
Oracle Alch. Okay. I can work with that.
I always like seeing Alch when I feel like I don't really like your draft and I feel like your back's against the wall. I need something that like changes the nature of the game.
Yeah.
And Alchemist does that on top of also being able to deal with PL.
When I see an Alchemist in the game, I like to call an Alchemist game.
It is indeed an Alchemist game. There's no way around that.
You know, the name that you have on the DPC registration page is the name that you'll have for the rest of the season and therefore also for TI. I think we should forget about the name Anna because he has registered on the page as Humble God, which will now be his name from this point forward. Yes.
This makes me slightly uncomfortable.
That's a 10 out of 10 name on the Anna scale.
Is it?
Okay.
Are they going to do it again?
Remaining.
In game 2 or
Yeah.
TI 10?
Okay, game 2.
Oh,
Let's go for game 2 first, one step at a time.
If they win this game,
Go all the way!
TI.
I think they got it. I think,
Yeah.
but I do think this Alchemist might be a gotcha pick. If the Alchemist manages to get like that 5 minutes of farm, then I'd be really scared. I think he might go for the battle or the rating against the PL. Kind of curious what he chooses to go there, but I think the Centaur hero really sealed their draft up really well.
I like Brame here. I like their draft more. They also managed to like showcase that they can get off to a good start. They do it again this time around with an Alchemist lineup, and I think they've got this in the bag.
Okay, well, that would be great news for all Dota fans around the world because that would mean that we get a third game to this series. But first, Brame has to also execute properly here in this second game of best of 3. I'm gonna pass you over to our commentary duo of Moxie and Fog.
All right. We got game number 2. We've got a Phantom Lancer who, in my opinion, Fog, is one of the most buffed heroes that is currently strong in this meta. I'm not sure if you agree with that.
I'm mixed. I always like a PL, and it's an Ana PL, so let's give it like 10 more points than usual.
I believe now with the cooldown on his Spirit Lance and whatnot, I think you can have like I think it was like a maximum of 280% hero damage or something like that now. It's absolutely insane.
Okay.
There'll be a lot of damage coming out.
Interesting. We'll see if he does. I mean, if he does go for it, I think he probably will. It does appear to be really strong. And hey, you know, we got fun, right? The Earth Spirit Pugna pick from one team first. OG takes it away, and they're bringing it back to them. Maybe show them how it's done. This is exciting, and we do get to see the Centaur again. I mentioned it in the earlier series this morning. Big fan of this hero right now. A lot of these old offlaners that were kind of just completely gone out of the meta, they're starting to come back. In particular, it's the Stampede. It's 90 seconds at all levels. It's unbelievably strong now. They buffed literally every single one of them. It does feel pretty good, and it gives them an extra form to actually be able to do stuff and force action. As with Thompson playing Pugna, it might be a little bit harder for them to actually get like lockdown because they do lack that from the mid laner. This will provide that, and yeah, we'll see what Thompson is able to do as Pugna is. This is, you know, he is an absolute specialist. Now, this is one of his most played.
Will definitely be a treat here, but Soxa has attracted a little bit more attention than I think he'd really like here. Production will buy him a little bit more time, but it still looks like he is going to be the first blood as Skylark will swing that mighty sword. Get a nice root off here as well coming out from Spartan. Seb forced to run away, but again, he is fairly tanky, so he's going to be able to just walk out of that jungle, but they all took a lot of damage there, Fogged.
Yeah, they did. They were able to find the ward immediately too. And that's the thing. Is like they found Soxa, so they know that there's a ward on the high ground. They were able to take that one away. However, it does look like OG's gonna get themselves 3 of those bounty runes. Stoneman only able to grab the 1. And now did anyone skill anything completely terrible? No, right?
I don't think so.
Normal abilities. Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing breaking. Okay, good. I saw Ano. He's holding the skill point just in case. Thompson, yeah, everyone else just skill cording. Yeah, sprays and whatnot.
Nothing too crazy lost there. Of course, you know, that regen was a little bit of an issue because they were forced to use quite a bit of it, especially over on the side of OG, but, you know, It's the start of the game, everything's fine. I will say though, for those of you who are not familiar with Stolmanen, this Shadow Shaman, he plays a lot of it, and we talk about how aggressive he's been with that Earth Spirit. He's still very aggressive with his Shaman as well, and luckily his team has that synergy where they will back him up, but definitely not as playmaking as the Earth Spirit for sure. Ooh,
Yeah,
careful
he's
with
just
that
gonna be playing
courier.
the lane. No tell, will you get it?
Yes.
Speedy
He
325.
will.
Speed.
He's on a horse, Spog. He's got it.
He is. Oh, there's some slow horse heroes. I don't know. Actually, are there any slow horse? I don't think there are. Good call, actually. Horse heroes are fast.
Yeah. Yep.
Used to not always be.
It makes sense, you know? Logic in my game of magic and... But they are duking it out over here. They have to be a little bit careful. Summonin, of course, does hit very hard, but No Tail, of course, does have ways of protecting himself and getting a better advantage here.
No Tail's happy as long as he's hitting him instead of hitting the creeps, right? Because then Ana can maybe try to get last hits because of that massive base damage that that Shadow Shaman does have. We still see. I'll say Humble God. You know what? I'll give it to everybody. I'll say Humble God. He's struggling still. He can't actually get many last hits down here versus this Shadow Shaman and Doom. He's at only 1 right now.
God, Humble God sounds so anime. I'm sorry.
I know. I can't say. I don't think I can say it honestly.
I can hear it in the Japanese like anime voice.
I've known Ana too long too. I don't know.
Well, it's like when No Tail tried to rebrand. Remember, he wanted to be Big Daddy, and then he became Big Daddy No Tail. And then he just gave up, and he's back to No Tail.
I think most rebrands just don't work. Like even like what Eurus, everyone just don't call them Marazzi. You know, it's make it sit. As we're seeing mid, Thompson doing very well in this matchup. It's quite a Pugna favored one. You sure you have some place to dodge some damage with your flick guards and your slights, but you're just getting poked, and your tower is getting harassed too. And as we said, Thompson comfortable with all matches, all matchups pretty much as a.
It's definitely the situation we saw in the last game too, when Thompson was on the Riki and he had it just changed up with Wish, of course, playing that Pugna. So it's going to be a bit difficult, but there are plenty of ways for this Ember to try to get themselves back into the game more comfortably. But of course, that is going to come at the cost, most likely, of a tower because Pugna does push so quickly. No Tail.
Thompson's gonna be huge, honestly. In this mid lane as No Tail.
He's dead.
Will die. Thompson's even contesting the small camp, so being an absolute nuisance for Wish.
Handsome devil, aren't I? You're welcome.
Be interested to see just, you know, the pressure that Thompson is going to be able to put down early on here. It is a little bit faster of a lineup than last time around. And you know that they want to put a lot of pressure onto this Alchemist, but they get a kick back over here onto Spartan. They'll get the stomp and is forced out that Fairy Fire, but down goes the Oracle.
Very nicely done. Seb, although he's not getting the most last hits up here, gets himself the kill. He's gone for this naked build into a Ring of Health, so he'll have extra sustain. Probably still going Vanguard. I think this is like a new thing because it got buffed. It just feels good. Hero like the Centaur anyway. We'll see Thompson, level 5. They're gonna double TP to mid, secure the rune. Both supports here trying to help out Wish.
I think they want to hinder Thompson as much as possible.
Yeah.
This is my guess here. So Spartan.
And Spartan though.
He is,
pay for it.
yeah, he's the unlucky one. He picked the wrong side. Just trying to get Roshan to pay attention to him, but just a little bit too late there.
I like that though. He nukes the Roche. He's like, come here. Come get a hit on him.
Notice me, senpai.
No. Yeah.
Sorry, too many anime references. Did you know that Dota has an anime, by the way, Fog? Let's chill out completely here.
And Envy was right. Down bottom, Zoxa making another move.
Stolmanen trying to find this opening. Does have the Fairy Fire, though, and they've got the Aphotic Shield over here on Humble God. They're looking, they're hunting. Can they find him? It looks like they'll turn back around. They need to be careful, though. Ana can't afford to go down here. Stolmanen does get taken down by Humble God. Roll forward, though, again, coming out from Zoxa. It's pretty difficult to get a kill on a Doom here, but they do manage to find a kill on the Courier. Did he die to Tau?
The range creep.
Oh, okay.
I think that one single range creep that's right next to Skylark right there just took out on his Courier.
That feels bad.
Okay, that would actually killed it. Maybe it wasn't. I don't even know.
There's a lot going on during that.
He got his items delivered. He got the Band of Elven skin delivered in the meantime, so now he's going to keep his farm going, and now they can't actually pressure down bottom too much. Doom and the Shadow Shaman, they're going to have to just go elsewhere. Like, Skylark could have to start doing this, manipulation, And we're gonna have to see where Stominen wants to go, because I don't think you can actually bully the PL whatsoever now. He's gonna just be able to farm, and you're just gonna give up kills if you come down here.
Well, they brought Stominen back down for now. Managed to go get the kill on the courier. I feel like it's very dangerous though to just leave Humble God all alone, like, and let him just get free farm.
Dire's top tower is under
Yeah, no,
attack.
definitely. I think maybe it might be time. I'm like wondering if maybe Wish should make the move down here soon, because like it really does feel like he's just gonna be able to fully sustain with this Abaddon behind him with the Doom, like versus the Doom. Doom's damage is just slow. With the Scorched Earth, until he has actual Doom online, he's not really a threat at all.
Radiant
Well, maybe they just have to keep themselves parked down here, but I think it's just risky. I think Saksa, he can a lot of plays.
I mean, if you leave the mid lane, then you run into the issue of just your tower going down. Focus does have to be careful. They got an Urn Charge on him. Does have Spartan nearby, but they are starting to get extremely aggressive. Seb going on in, runs in. He's going to be able to go get the kill onto Spartan. But are they going to be able to get anything else here? That is the question. They would love to get their hands onto Focus. Bottom lane, though, there's the Shackles coming out over onto Ana. Not quite enough damage, though. Just going to try to poke at him a bit.
Can't quite go for more, but Stampede's low cooldown, as we know now, 90 seconds. So first usage of it, very nice. They even almost get some good damage on the bottom too. I actually saw Skylark drop low, and what we're talking about. So I'm just not sure how they want to distribute their resources. As you said, yeah, you don't want to leave mid either. It's just it seems tough for Brame now for these next few months. But you know what? They're happy because at least they're Alchemist farming. But you have to just feel a little worried because all three cores are starting to get this big farm on OG. So you have to start making some moves around the map to at least slow down somebody.
I just feel like they're going to keep continuing to poke at Alchemist as well. And yes, he's getting the farm currently, but it's just so easy for them when they have like an Earth Spirit, when you've got Thompson who can just start taking down towers, starting to really, you know, open up the map more towards OG. Starts to get very claustrophobic for the side of Brame.
Yeah, at least now Skylark, he's got the 6. So he's got Doom online, so now he can actually stay down here. But yeah, Stominen sitting around mid, trying to protect Wish, Saksa, and Thompson, both are ready.
Radiant's bottom
Rune's
tower
coming out in
is under
about
attack.
15 seconds.
Some movement here. You can see Saksa getting into position. They'll use the Decrepify, the slow. Life drain. It's just going to slide himself away. Just need to be careful of Summoners here. Nice silence, though. We'll keep it from using the shackles immediately. Remnants forward here from Wish.
Rune's bottom.
Spartan trying to hold on to it long enough here. He is forced to pick it up, though, so Minotail cannot grab it. Go root him into place. Stominen is there a bit slow, but, you know, here comes Skylark. He's a fast boy. He's going to be able to body block, so they'll find themselves a kill.
Very nice. And wow, no hesitation from Skylar. He actually TPs to the bottom tower just from right, pretty close to it. Just doesn't want to miss what looked like a double creep wave. So don't have a TP available to go help out the lanes. And immediately we actually see Ana is the one who makes the rotation to top. And Seb, he's just contesting jungle. Don't let that target jungle him
Top tower is under
at all.
attack.
That is a big problem. They need to focus out here. Make sure that he can get his farm on.
Every time. Yeah.
Stomp. That's going to be the Hex, though. They'll follow up. All right, not going to be able to run away from this one this time around. Followed up with a nice root into place, but they just don't really have that much damage just yet. And they're all out of ways to cancel it. Oh, never mind. In comes Wishes, gets those searing chains off. They're out the Hex. It's taken a lot to kill Seb, but they eventually find it. And Skylark was sitting very, very low down here himself. Needs to be careful. Roll forward coming out from Saksa. Not going to be able to quite connect. Was close.
And that's a Doom. That was a Doom used on Thompson for Skylark to kind of just get away from there.
I thought you were going to say...
Their stack, though. Huh?
I thought you were going to say that was a Doom for what? Nah.
Doom to survive. When he lives, and if he died, then it's a Doom for what?
I do have some more stacks coming out, though, over here on the side of Brame, so they need to protect them, though. That's going to be very important that the Alchemist is able to actually get them, and that they're not contested here. But Stominen, I'm following up with the Hex immediately. Gets some nice silence off from Saksa, but the body blocks coming out from Skylark will make sure that he's not able to roll on out. Stominen looking for an angle here. He's just burning to death, and they don't even need those shackles as down he goes. But now, of course, we're seeing some pressure being placed over here on this mid lane. You have a Pugna that makes things difficult, and Focus is trying his best here, but No-Tail's been a thorn in his side, as has Seb. One more hit, down goes that middle tower.
It's time to take buildings. Centaur shows up with the Pugna, PL shows up top. Both these towers are gonna go down. Now the jungle is
Yeah, just not the spark from No Tail. Barton is nearby coming out now. This is not looking good here for this Ember Spirit, who does have a remnant up. He comes back up again. Was a bit close for comfort. Roll forward, coming out from Saksa. Gonna be able to give a kick off to Stubborn, maybe the wrong direction there, just a little bit. Spartan does go down. As for the OG heroes, make their way to the jungle.
The left side. OG has fully claimed it with all these heroes. Now they have to make sure they keep this right side, because that's where the majority of those big stacks really are. Focus, he's starting to work on them, but OG, they know. Like, they want to run up here and invade. Seb's still not making the way over, where he's the big tanky one. They do need him to be able to walk onto that high ground, but Sox is going to go in for the set.
Got vision now. It's not looking good for Stomanen, as he is going to get life drained. Skylark chasing after Thompson here. A little bit of a heal tossed out by No Tail. Seb, again, big tanky boy, gets the stomp off. Look at this life drain. The roll in coming out from Saksa. And one more hit should do the trick. Down goes Skylark.
I just realized Seb got the dream. Not only does he have the Vanguard, but he got the chip vest too.
Oh yeah.
He's got the max retaliate, so he can just walk behind these creeps and look how much damage it actually does. Like, he takes 0 damage for this. They're applying pressure all over, and PL is getting all the space in the world.
Spartan. What are you doing?
Oh no, Spartan.
Oh, Spartan, life drain, but does manage to go.
Okay.
Throw out that W. And they're on the hunt now for Thompson, it looks like. They've got the remnants coming forward. There's an alchemist nearby. In a room to place, they'll be able to go use that stampede. So that little Skellyman, who was already very fast, is going to be even faster. And he thanks Seb with a lovely tip. And they take the stack. Oh, no.
The chip. An Alchemist game is an Alchemist game. This Alchemist is only 7.
Used to just be elusive.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Farm on, and it seems like he's having a great time. Focus is working hard for that money.
Regeneration.
Dire are scanning.
Fusel's online.
Look at this
Time for
pincering.
Ana to start joining into the fray.
Careful here, Saksa and No Tail, both revealing themselves. No Tail's absolutely fine. Roll in, coming out from Saksa. A little bit off the mark, though. They need to be careful, though. Thompson coming in hot. They'll follow up with the mass TPs. They're trying to just take that stuff. They're not going to be able to. The Doom comes out from Skylark. So it looks like Thompson's not going to be a part of this now. It's going to be Saksa who gets taken down. SSA Spartan is also down. Ana, he's left all alone here. He's going to need some help from the rest of his team, but they just don't have the lockdown. No Tail following up here is going to be able to go heal him back into place. Seb being held as well as he gets a nice stomp off over onto 2. Life Drain comes out over onto the Alchemist. They still, Ana still alive, and Kiki just chases down after Focus. Down he goes. Thompson getting the final hit off. What looked like it was going to be a dangerous place here for the humble god proves to be just a piece of cake when he's got the rest of his team there to support him.
Oh my. And he just cleans up all of the Serpent wards. And I mean, it's just gone from an Alchemist game to a PL game really quickly, as he's just taken over. Seb even trying to connect on Skylark, but Skylark won't get away.
Did you watch Seb? He just goes, hits some of the creeps, is like, Skylark, the rest of the team's gonna come clean you up, probably. Hex coming out though over on the side, but now Stoneman, he is just completely isolated from the rest of his team. As Humble got going pretty deep here, was chasing after Spartan and Skylark. It's like we are going to lose the Shadow Shaman, which is trying his best to help out, but the roll forward coming out from Saksa, plus that blast, will be able to take down the Shaman, and they'll find themselves another pickoff here. Saksa going perhaps just a bit too far, as the rest of OG sitting up over on this cliff face, waiting for them to get too greedy, waiting for them to jump onto Ana, but it looks like they're playing a little safe here now.
The way that they're just running it, it looks just like OG, you know, just like the way that they like to play it, and just making this chaos happen around the enemy triangle. into an Alchemist draft. They're just running away with this one, even though it's only 2k lead, but you're playing into
Dire's bottom
it's
tower
that
is
much
under attack.
more effective. As
Dire's bottom tower
it's just
has
another
fallen.
display by OG.
Just all the pieces really just came together. Seb had a great double stomp.
It really is just Buddy
Focus.
healing coming out as Focus.
Oh, he
Chemical Rage, but he's completely locked in.
I mean, he's got Spartan. Spartan can go and throw out that false promise at the very least, keep him alive, but they do manage to get a pick up over onto Thompson, so that's looking pretty good. Spartan now, it looks like he is going to get taken down, but you know what? He hit his R button, he kept Focus alive, and that is what a good Oracle should do. But unfortunately, this is looking a little scary now here for Wish because he doesn't have anyone to keep him alive. The follow-up, though, with the Serpent Wards, get a nice slide off, being able to hold into place over onto Seb. Wish now forced away. Skylark, he's big and tanky, but doesn't have any mana left. There's going to be a roll forward coming out from Soxa. Focus, chasing after Soxa. They're looking for an opening, but in comes Ana over onto the back lines. He's a little bit too far forward. Beautiful stop, though, coming out from Seb over on the side as Ana runs away. He's going to be protected. They'll end up losing Soxa. They end up losing now to Seb running, just galloping away, but they're just going to keep chasing after this pony, and one more hit. Focus will happily take that kill.
Okay, they pushed the limits a little bit too much. They just kept going and going and going. Everyone's running out of mana, running out of health, still continuing to go. And now the Radiance, it's starting to, that one is starting to hurt. The Radiance ticks, plus there's even the Scorched Earth AoE damage. They're starting to tick them a bit low. And they did lose Thompson, as you said, early on. And a very different item build too for Thompson. I saw him building it straight Octarine. Look, since he just builds in from the Aether Lens, and Aether Lens is just such a core item on him, he wanted to just go for the full finish.
Well, game is still very young here. We're only at 17 minutes, despite the fact we have seen quite a lot of fighting. Maybe it'll end up paying off.
Maybe. I haven't seen a rush Octarine. He's probably feeling like he's got such a comfy game.
Why not? Why not?
Very Thompson. Just go for an item,
Thompson is, of course, right underneath a ward here.
Dire's
The ward off. The jump forward here from Seb, but immediately the Delta split. Focus is still in the vicinity, though. He needs to be a little bit careful because the rest of OG, they're on their way. Might be a little bit too greedy. I get it. You want to fight them for this, but I don't think this was the play here. Alchemist. Life Drain comes out. Good save here from Spartan. We'll keep Focus alive just a little bit longer. So Spartan, again, he is going to be the one who gets jumped on. Down he goes. Couple slides. Focus still alive and kicking. No mana to speak of. The rest of OG looking very healthy.
They just force the issue so hard. Like, they know he's going to come back in there. They just know. They're like, all right, whatever. He's going to get false promise. Who cares? Force it. Just go. Force this. We're making space. Ana goes right back bottom. Continues farming. We're applying so much pressure. We're never giving them this, like, this looming downtime where it's like, oh my god, Alchemist, he's getting too big. Oh no. Like, look immediately. They just run into the enemy jungle again with 3-4 heroes. Just continue applying this pressure. Brame, they have to poke them out of here. They have to get the rats out of their house.
They're struggling to do it, that's for sure.
Yep. They do have Skylark with BKB now, though, so he's a lot stronger now, especially into OG Draft 2. They're all kind of magical. Even like the PL, sure, you're a physical component, but you're about the diffusal and about the burning. This will be pretty helpful for them to actually initiate the fights on their own accord.
under attack.
Like things have calmed down just a tiny bit. Get a bit of a breather here from all the fighting that's been going on. But it does definitely feel like Ana has just been allowed to kind of play his own game. And it almost feels like, too, he doesn't feel pressured to be a part of these fights. He shows up sometimes. They keep him alive. It feels like he's the golden goose in a sense right now. Just making sure that he's happy and healthy, and we're making space.
It's an excellent PL game. Like, the only thing he really has to worry about is getting doomed, which that should never really happen as a PL, and just the Ember Spirit getting too big and just being able to clear out your illusions throughout the majority of the game. everything else, it looks great for PL. Like Shadow Shaman and Oracle, they do pretty much nothing to you. You're gonna just walk right through these two. You're gonna be clean up wards. Same thing even with like the Alchemist. It can be tough. Alch takes some more time before he wants to be able to deal with PL, but then PL's fine.
Yeah,
you need to just be much more ahead as an Alchemist if you wanted to be able to deal with that PL. He just isn't.
I mean, we talk about the Alchemist as being kind of like an aha pick, but I mean, there's not, once you pick those supports up fairly early, you don't have a good way to deal with the stand balance. I mean, a lot of people right now are saying the Dazzle shard, right? With the fact that you can hex the, with the poison touch, multiple targets. Seems to be pretty nice, but like, maybe they'll find themselves a pick off. To get the root off, but they're right near a tower. I don't know about this, Brame. I like the hook spawn, you guys, but yeah, Wish finds a kill on Thompson over on the back lines. Look, they'll be able to clean up over onto Sox, and now No Tail running for his life. Skylark is here, manages to go, getting one of these nice hits, tries to body block a bit, waiting for Wish to just catch up here. They need maybe a nuke here from Spartan, but not going to be able to quite get that final couple hits of damage.
Good. You catch Thompson just walking and maybe even TPing into the midst of the fray, and they just take him out instantly. Seb, he tanks through it all, but get the big target.
A bit surprising. Again, I was worried. Like going right underneath the tower like that, I figured that they would end up paying for just being maybe a little bit too greedy. But again, check this out. Other side of the map, Ana continues to farm.
Dire's top tower is under
I guess that's why they just chose not to. He's getting enough, and it just was an awkward place. Yeah, it definitely looked weird with the two supports starting on the center. Ends up working out pretty decently.
There's the
And
shark.
Alchemist still getting farm, but yeah, he's just, that's not where you want to see him. 800 gold, the PL is right, just sticking right on his track. They want to be much more ahead in this game.
Be interesting to
And
see.
yeah, the shard, you said, from the PL.
It'll be very interesting to see now, with the fact that Stomanen has this Blink Dagger, if they're going to be able to get better engagements. It's coming out over on the Courier, I believe. Again, we talked about this. He loves playing Shadow Shaman. This guy is very, very aggressive. It's fun to watch, but the way that OG has been moving just as 5, it's very difficult.
It doesn't feel like the Blink's going to have too much of effect into what he's playing. It's nothing that he really just is like, wow, I got this hero. You know, there's so many different ways that OG can bail each other out. The shields, the stampedes, just even stunning or silencing the Shadow Shaman who's getting the lockdown. It does feel like it's going to be tough for Stomanen to have a big impact with this.
Skylark will ping out. I believe that broke the smoke on No Tail.
Handsome devil, aren't I?
Himself up on this high ground. Skylark, he has the Blink too, so Blink and BKB. He's got this good initiation for his team for the follow-up, so he can remove some heroes.
Otherwise, it's pretty quiet again.
Yeah, slowed down a decent amount. I've seen Seb switch his build like 11 in the last 2 minutes. He's now queued up the Ag, so Ag's also got buffed in duration by 1.
Radiant's middle tower
And it just
is under attack.
strong.
God, they still had the middle tower up. Goodness. Different words get used. Hobson gonna try to force this creep wave off. The jump forward, the blink over onto Skylark, roll over onto the back lines with the silence. Look at this magnetized damage coming out, plus the life drain. Spartan's gonna go down first. There's gonna be no saves for you here, and that BKB over on Skylark looks really pretty, but it hasn't been able to do a whole heck of a lot. Though they'll jump back, they'll get the hold up over here onto Skylark, and a nice stomp down goes Saksa. And the follow-up, Seb's going to be able to walk away, but they've got so much damage. This is not looking great here for the Alchemist. He's going to try to waddle on out. He needs some help from the rest of his team, and he doesn't have it. He doesn't have Spartan there to keep him alive. Another slide coming out, just trying to discourage them from going too hard here, but a nice engagement here coming out from OG.
Oh, and surprising to see that Brame actually sets himself up for this mid tower. They actually showed everybody. I mean, I think we'll probably see that one in a quick replay if we do have it. They showed all of their heroes. So Saksa just had to pick a litter. He got to choose exactly which target he goes on. Connects on everybody. Onto the Oracle, gets a full magnetize on everyone, and Centaur, Seb, a nice little connection, and then Ana just wreaks havoc. The Doom was used on Thompson, but there was no way that he was in position for anybody to actually get on him. They just reset the fight, and now it's gonna be an Aegis. They're trying to slow it down, but can't quite fight into them.
I mean, how do you even get in there? How do you make things happen? Scrapify again. Spartan standing nearby. And they have the ward down. This rush, Skylark, though, jumping on in the middle. Are they going to be able to do it? Radiant still goes down. And then that's going to be Humblegod grabbing up that Aegis. stomp forward, coming after Spartan. Down he goes. The rest of the side of Team Brave just running away. The roll forward, they'll get the hex off. Focus, running, wants to get back into his base as fast as possible, wants nothing to do with the rest of this fight. He does end up stunning himself, but he's safely into the base. But you know who's not is going to be, of course, Stolmanen. And they're going a bit deep here, trying to just get this kill onto Focus as Ana, Seb, all of them. They're just running in. Focus, is he going to make it out alive? Yes, they managed to go and keep him in, but it's not looking great here for SSA Spartan. He's trying to run. Wish is going to go down, though, as Spartan manages to get himself back, and oh my god, Ana, he wanted the fountain dive, and he's still alive. Down goes. Finally, Ana, it is the Aegis, of course, coming right back up again, but my goodness, have mercy, OG. As now Skylark's got those ticks off. They do finally manage to get Seb, but now Humble God, they're trying everything. They want to get him out of here, and they do finally manage to slay Humble God, but that was a pretty big dive coming out from him there.
What? It forced 3 buybacks somehow. Like, it's a little clowny, but all right.
A little?
OG. A little clowny diving all the way into the fountain to try to get this Alchemist. Hey, some of the kills were value to dive, but once he goes into the fountain, it's no longer. As OG just having fun here. Feeling probably pretty confident because Alchemist has been so broken, and you know when you're in these type of games, when Alchemist, you click on him, 26 minutes, you look at that inventory, you're feeling real good if you're on side OG. He's not 6-slotted, he's not even close to it, in fact. So, yeah, they're still feeling very confident in themselves.
Gotta look at Ana's face during all of this, because I don't get to watch this when I'm casting play-by-play, right? I don't get to look at, and it's the face of a stone cold killer right there. It's just like, it's fine. All right, maybe when,
Ana never makes any reaction, right? He's just like, oh no, I died. Meant a few words.
And much talent for sure. There we go. There's the smile at the end. I want to know he's having fun, right? You know, we've taken him away from Maple's story to make him play Dota. I want to know he's at least having a good time.
Stolmanen actually drops the Serpent Ward to try to backdoor the mid tower, but the creep wave is there. It actually does next to nothing. Tower's still alive, 120 HP. Now they won't have that for the next moments. Lots of neutral items dropping down here.
There's indeed raining neutral items.
What does Wish have? So Wish now has his BKB, he's got his Maelstrom, he'll be able to pick up the Orb of Destruction. Actually decently strong versus that PL in a way, but still missing. He probably wants to have the Mjolnir. He needs to clear out the illusions a little bit better. And OG, they're not giving that time. Arcane Rune, Octarine, Kaya Sage. Thompson's just gonna knock down this tower in no time.
He is having a good time, that's for sure.
My god, look at this damage. 2.2 second goal. They gotta slow it down.
Oh, the jump forward, they get the, oh, but the Lotus comes right back at him.
Soxa. I'm surprised he even has a Lotus. It's so early. Oh, okay, he has a Philly. Well, he has such a quick Lotus Orb. I don't think they expected that at all. And now, no Doom. And he also had a Kaya Sage, so, you know, that nice little status resist will make the Doom disappear even faster. And now they go through.
Oh, that feels...
And now no Doom, no Serpent Wards. Fight's not gonna be...
Spartan has to be so careful with his positioning here. He's gonna be so necessary to try to keep focus or Wish alive. Like, who do you prioritize here? Down forward though here from Stolmanen. Manages to go to get the Hex off. Another Lotus coming out. Silence and the Disarm over here onto the Alchemist. Life Drain, but still regenerating very quickly, as there is no mana left for this guy at all. Disarm again.
Yeah, they have to be quite cautious, especially on Skylark. Just a couple pokes on him and he's like out of mana. We see Ana just always sending those illusions in on anybody he sees to just trickle away that mana. They will commit onto this melee Rex.
All right, jump forward again, trying to just put some damage over onto Humble God, but look at him, he's just getting sliced away, forces the BKB out over here onto the Doom, which is very far in. Where's the rest of his team? He might have gone up just a little bit too far, but it looks like with that BKB up and running, he's allowed to walk away, but that's not how you want to use that BKB, because Seppi just jumps right on in. They'll slice him into ribbons. Down goes Wish. He has no buyback. Spartan is not going to make it out alive either. Both of them down.
Damn.
And the are we fountain diving? Are we doing this? Are we doing this, Ana? He's going right on in. He wants to go and just murder everyone. Stolmanen, he manages to go hold him into place for a little bit longer here. This OG is just not showing any mercy as Ana stuck in the wards. Is going to help to get helped out here by save No Tail, but he's just going to town. Eventually, though. Eventually he dies. Look at his face. He's having a great time playing Dota here. Stelmanen has that hold, but down he goes as well. They have slayed the humble god, with him being not so humble. And Focus.
They're just having fun here.
Focus trying to put some damage out, trying to get him out of his house. Spartan, oh, he is just... Yeah, that was a little close.
There you go, Spartan. Got your 80 gold there.
Focus just... Oh, Focus. A little cheeky.
He wants something. There's no PL. They need to get something. They don't want to have any hope in this game.
No, it's so hard though. Seb's so tanky. No Tail's got all the heal. Thompson can just go and heal him up as well. They have so much sustain coming out from the side of OG. They're not bouncing anything.
He stuns himself.
Oh, that's not good over on the back lines too. Gonna be a teleport coming out from Saksa. Spartan, oh Spartan, he's just too slow and there's no escape for him. Down he goes. He's only dead for like 30-something seconds though. He's gonna be back up in no time.
Go over your fountain. You know, that's...
Dire's bottom tower.
That's some mental warfare right there.
That was pretty brutal. And I mean, little things in this fight since Sox is just doing God's work. These silences are so clutch every single time. Seb is far forward, but immediately covered. Shield, healed the Lotus.
Yeah, No Tail's not worried at all, and in comes the humble god again. He's just gonna burn through all of Wish's mana. They're all forward. And they get the Disarm off, and the Decrepify will be able to go take down 7 of Wish's next to fall. They do manage to get the Doom off, but it doesn't do a whole heck of a lot. There's so many ways to keep this little guy alive and kicking, although Focus is trying the best he can. All right, they do finally slay Thompson. But Humble God is deep in the base here. Buyback now coming out from Thompson. Spartan just gets chunked out again. It's another 30 seconds on the clock for this guy. Focus, oh, Focus. He's trying to get himself back into this fountain. Will they go for a fountain dive again? Yeah, I don't know why I even bothered asking that question. They're just going right after Focus. They get the stuff off over onto the side coming out from both the Centaur and, of course, the Doom. Ana, he wants this kill and he's got to be able to grab it. The buyback, though, immediately. They're really angry. They don't like this. They don't like the fact that this Phantom Lancer has been allowed to basically take a poop in their own fountain.
Pretty much. And look at Thompson. He's like, all right, you guys do that. Make the space. I'm taking buildings. You know, I'm an Osprey, Pugna. My God, OG. Showing really no mercy in this game and just showing a real understanding of how much they just destroyed the draft, really, right? Like, even this Alchemist, sure, he was still decently farmed, but the way that they just made it look like they were just nothing.
I love how the game's not even over yet, Fog. You're like, man, look at this beautiful draft, and look at the way, you know, they do manage to kill No Tail, so that is one of their saves down. Thompson does have to be a little bit careful here because they're hot on his heels, and he doesn't have a No Tail to keep him alive. He's gonna try to go for the life drain again, but in comes Focus. This could be a dead Thompson again. In fact, yes, it is. They went just perhaps a little bit too far, but Ana over here chasing after this Oracle gets himself yet another kill, turns his attention now over to Stelmanen. He's gonna try to get this kill on Focus. They're trying to give him a rampage. I'm pretty sure of it right now. Bogdas, they just keep running and chasing. And they're going right back into the fountain yet again. They're trying to help him out at this point. As Wish again, just...
Oh, that was loud.
Seb goes down for that. Oh, Wish he's still alive, my friend. He's gonna die fairly soon, I have a feeling, but you know, he made it out the first time. Now, all right, down goes Wish. Focus running back into the battle. Look at the tips coming out. The Humble God is back. Look at him. Show mercy.
On a PL, ladies and gentlemen, and it got buffed.
God bless.
For the show.
God bless. Spartan's got himself a Ghost Scepter now. He wants nothing to do with this. Saksa. All right. He's finally gonna die. But how long was that fight? I'm pretty sure they started the fight, and then Ana actually just ran back down mid to be a part of it again.
Holy moly. All right, like, this is just them fountain diving. Look at the wards. They have the fountain diving wards even set up just at the ready. My God. Is there a Roche spawn? Like, we need to get something in favor for Brame here, please. Roche, 20 seconds. They might be able to actually do this with this, because they have Solar Crest, they've got Acid Spray. Might be able to get it in time before that PL is up, and they're gonna go out and get some bounty runes. Double bounty runes, even a triple. OG hasn't been on the left side of the map in that long.
Yeah, that's because they set up camp in the Dyer's base. They've moved on. It was a new life over the mountains.
These double bounties that get left are that much more valuable with the Alchemist.
They are indeed.
Rosh is up. All right. So maybe they can
Shaman. This is a dead shaman. So he's buying a little bit more time here. They might be able to get the... Nope. Down he goes. They've got their eyes again over here onto Thompson. He's going to decrepify himself, try to buy himself a little bit more time. The BKB over here onto Wish, but they'll be able to root into place. As now Thompson, the rest of the team coming in hot. No-Tail trying his best, wants to try to keep him alive if possible. But over on the back lines, No-Tail is going to go down. Wish next to fall. Thompson, oh, did they go a little bit too far here? Because focusing him down. He's trying to life drain the best as he can, but Thompson does indeed go down. Step chasing after Spartan here, and he's not going to be able to quite grab it. The Humble God himself, he's teleporting. He wants to be a part of this. He wants to get some of those kills. And there's no fountain for him to dive this time just yet, so perhaps he'll last a bit longer here, but that is 3 dead on the side of Brame. No buyback.
And they go for the kill instead of just like 5-man and setting up for that rush. You know, they did definitely have a chance to go in there with the PL dead, but they went for Thompson, and then the fight all kicks off. Chaos goes down. PL respawns now, and now they don't get anything really out of it. Wish dead for a very long time. And a full butterfly now for the Humble God himself.
There is a rapier picked up, Bogged. Did you see that?
Yeah, but it's not that good anymore versus evasion, unfortunately.
Focus would like to give Ana a rapier as an offering to the Humble God.
Yeah, it actually hurts quite a lot. Like, if this was last match, I'd be like, okay, there's a chance this Alchemist now, and I could do okay versus PL, but the evasion, there's no true strike anymore.
There's a tier 2 up and bottom, and they just like breezed right past it, and they were like, oh, is anybody hanging around here? Anyone we can murder? Rosh is up though, and this has the Ag shard. So who would you put that on?
The shard, I want Seb to actually get it. I love the Centaur shard first. But I think they're probably just gonna give it to the Abaddon because the shields are just so impactful in this game, and it lowers the cooldown. We'll see though. They got options.
Depends on if they want to be safe or if they want to have some fun. And the answer is always fun, personally.
Like Centaur. Do I mean Centaur?
Oh.
Oh. Cost too much.
It's better than my friends. They call him Kentar Warrunner, so.
Centaur took the shard. All right, let's watch how much health he can get. As people who don't know, it refreshes. Every time you use it, it gives you 15% strength, and it slows your enemies by. So you actually get to a point where you're like a 10,000 HP beast if you do get the 5 stacks up. Pretty crazy.
That's horrifying sounding.
Yeah, pretty cool actually. I saw it a couple times now. Humble God, the Aegis, and the cheese on the high ground.
The question is, does Humble God want to actually finish the game, or does he want to keep farming up, you know, heroes?
He got the tower, now it's time to go.
Now he's just chasing after Spartan. He's like, all right, there's not going to be any of these saves going on. Down you go. There's no buyback on him. Go for the Stampede. He's running right into the fountain yet again. He wants Dominant. And he's got all the illusions. It's a good stun, though, here coming out from Focus. You have to remember, he does have a Rapier. So that is going to be the Aegis going down. They've got ways to lock him down. They have to be quick about it. Nice silence coming out from Soxa. Buys a little bit more time. Ana gets Dominant again. Should be able to go clean up Wish. And he's like, I see there's a Rapier here. I would like that, but, you know, we'll focus over here onto Wish. Does have to be careful. Nice stop coming out from the follow up with Soxa. Down goes Dominant. They want this. They want to get as many kills as they can get here. Wish trying to run away. Can't run very far because it is, of course, his own fountain. But the creeps are just winning the game for them while all of this is going down. The GG gets called. Humble God, have mercy as OG. They're looking real nice now with Ana back on the squad.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was something. They hit a timing. They never gave Brame really any hope in this game. It did feel like after what, the 15-minute mark, it was just OG. No mercy. The typical OG just diving all the way into the enemy high ground, diving